We're live. We're doing it.
Yeah.
Jacob, off you go.
Put me on the spot. What's up, guys? We are back with another Tavern Talks here at the Misfits. And tonight we are talking to
Dan.
Dang it, Alex, you threw me off.
Dan from Catacombs and
Dan,
Comedians, Jacob.
Yeah.
The Dan, he's here. We're talking
I'm
to him
here.
right now.
I know you.
Thank you for being here.
You
No
threw me off
worries.
so bad. I'm so sorry.
No, Dan, thank you for joining us this evening. And it is my fault. I threw Jacob off so hard. He wasn't expecting to have to do the intro, but we do welcome you to the show. And thank you, Dan, for being here.
Glad to be here.
Thank you very much. And I guess we'll start with the first question, which is, how did you get into TTRPGs in the first place? What was your first experience with finding the genre and knowing it was the thing that you loved?
Well, this is going to be a long story. It was the summer of 1979. I had the original white box of Dungeons and Dragons with the 3 little booklets in it.
Oh.
I was 9 years old, and summer of 77. I was 9 years old, had no idea how to play it. I couldn't tell the difference between hit dice and hit points. And it was a great summer because, like I said, I was 9 years old, and it was the same summer that Star Wars came out. So that summer defined my life right then and there, Dungeons and Dragons and Star Wars. And I've been playing, it'll be 50 years I've been playing tabletop RPGs next year. As you can tell, I've got that old grognard look.
No, distinguished. Only distinguished.
That's awesome. So I want to piggyback off of Alex's question. When did the comedy come after kind of you got into doing TTRPG stuff?
I've been associated with comedy clubs and stand-up comedy, but without being a stand-up comic myself for a long time. I think in my early 20s, I was a door guy or a bouncer at a comedy club, the Improv in California. And I just worked with them for years. So I was around stand-up comics all the time. I managed the club. Later down the road, I got out of that, got normal, boring jobs, 9 to 5 ties and casual Fridays. And then my wife now works for the same comedy clubs that I used to work at. And so comedy's always been around, stand-up comedy clubs, stuff like that. And when I moved out to Nashville about 5-6 years ago from California, I got to know the owner of the Zanies Comedy Club here in Nashville, which is the comedy club in Nashville. All the greats play there and me. And he said, I kind of pitched the idea to him. I said, hey, how about if I do a Dungeons and Dragons show where I get stand-up comedians on stage to sit down and play Dungeons and Dragons? He had no idea what I was talking about, but he was a nice enough guy to let me give it a try. And I've been doing it for 4 years now. And it's spread. I'm doing it at conventions, and I do it at more than just the Nashville Comedy Club. We're all over the place now.
Incredible. So was there always like the comedy elements in your game before you sort of said, hey, I'm going to take it to the stage though? Like, did you enjoy being funny in that sense first and then thought, hey, this could be a really good idea?
I think it's a solid group of players around a Dungeons and Dragons table are cracking jokes the whole time, right? We're all doing Monty Python routines. We're all, cracking jokes about what our characters will do. We all know the memes of Dungeons and Dragons. So and then of course I was inspired by actual play shows like Critical Role and others, Dimension 20. And I figured, well, if they could get voice actors together, what if I got stand-up comedians together, and preferably stand-up comedians that don't know how to play the game that well, who get lost and jokes have to come out of just pure, nervousness of not being able to add up all the math rocks quick enough while you're on stage. And I've done worked with comedians, local comedians, depending what city I'm in. But now I've kind of got a solid group of comedians that go with me to all the clubs. And then, of course, at the conventions, I get guys and talents like Ed Greenwood to play, and Matt Forbeck, and Sarah Babe, or excuse me, TV Sarah Babe. So it's fun because nobody can get a D&D game off the rails quicker than the people that make them, and while comedians, on the other hand, it's like trying to herd kittens on stage because they just go off on their own tangents. So the comedy's built in, and very rarely does a game run smoothly.
But what is smoothly when you already have to herd cats, and then you have comedians, so the cats have chainsaws and are throwing custard pies at each other and slipping on banana skins, and it's chaos. But everyone loves chaos. Everyone loves it when things don't go to plan. And
They never go to plan on these shows.
They never go to plan. And that's what makes it beautiful, because if we all did what the story was supposed to do, then nothing would be fun, and everything would be way more boring than it is in real life.
Actually, my first original plan for Catacombs Comedians was to play at this Zany's club in Nashville every other month with the same group of players, and it'd be a continuing story. And I thought the same audience members would come because they'd have to see the next, but that didn't work at all. And I used to do weeks and weeks of planning on a show, writing scripts and doing all this storytelling plans. But now, a couple hours before a show, I just come up with 3 encounters and we run with it.
Which group do you feel like is more of the chaotic goblin, and which one is less chaotic goblin?
Actually, I think the more chaotic goblin is the creators, when I do Catacombs and Creators at conventions, because I don't know if you have ever had the pleasure of DMing Ed Greenwood in a D&D game, but he will instantly fuck up whatever plans you have.
I could imagine that.
So now I've done shows I've had Ed on a handful of shows now at Gary Con and Gamehole Con, and I tell the audience at the beginning of these shows, my goal, I don't care about the other 3 people on stage with me. I'm just here to try to kill Ed's character, which never works.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I love that, because the one I saw had Sarah J. and Matt Forbeck and
John Kovalik.
Yeah, John Kovalik, and then the other person that's on the podcast was Sarah.
Tawny.
Yeah. And so that was all a big mess too, and you held it together.
Yeah, because I've got a set of comedians that I like to work with most of the time now, and then Sarah, Matt, John, they are my not ready for primetime players all the time. Matt Forbeck, it's a running joke now that Matt Forbeck's in every one of my shows.
That's hilarious, because I saw the picture you sent us for the ad, and I was like, "Oh, Matt's in this too."
Yeah.
I was like, and then of course you look over just a little bit, and you're like, "Oh, there's Ed."
One show at Gen Con that Matt couldn't make, his son Marty played in it. So I always have a Forbeck in my shows, some way or somehow. Yeah. And the funny thing about that show is Matt actually called his son Marty while Marty was on my show playing, and so we put Matt on speakerphone just so he could be a part of the show for 2 minutes.
Oh gosh, I love that. That's great. Yeah, because I think at the show that I went to, his daughter was in the front row, and I was like, "Oh no, this might not." And I love that. I mean, that's one of the things I think that really is fun going to one of your shows and seeing it is, especially with Before Bet, is that you kind of led Matt into where he could have this joke territory, and he's like, "Hold on, my daughter's in the front row. I don't know if I could say this joke."
Yeah, especially with Ed there, it turns very
Yeah,
very blue. I mean, I don't know who has the filthier mouths, my stand-up comics who work blue, or these creators at Gen Con or at gaming conventions. They both, yeah, things get rather body and risque.
It just, once you know a group well, I've had this even with my friends, and my friends who are like, I'm the one with like the dirty mouth in my group, and I say just like out of pocket things all the time. When they start saying it, I'm like, guys, we've really gone downhill and we need to get it together, because either I'm being a bad influence on you, or we need to get it together. Like, no, make it worse. And I'm like, challenge accepted. It will always be worse. We shall make this worse.
And I as a game master, dungeon master, knowing having played with these players as long as I have, know what buttons to push to get them to that point. I mean, I always do a disclaimer at the beginning of my show. Are there any kids in the audience? And a parent will raise their hand. Yeah. How old are they? They're like 8. And I'm like, you're either the coolest parent in the world, or you're going to stand up and run out of here with your kid as quickly as you can.
yeah. I think in that show I got called out, and I was like, "Mm-mm, Sarah, you can't do that," because it's weird. It's weird not really doing that or trying to get into more stuff D&D wise to be either on stage or a panel or something, and then Sarah calling me out and everybody, that guy, you playing one of his games? I was like, but so kind of getting back on topic though of interviewing you, what are some other games that you've actually turned into a comedy show, or do you mostly just stick to D&D?
D&D for the most part, because everybody knows D&D. People who've never played Dungeons and Dragons will come to a show to see what playing Dungeons and Dragons like. And I always ask at the beginning of the show, is there anybody here who's never played Dungeons and Dragons? And there'll be a couple people, and I give them a free set of dice in a dice pouch, say, welcome to the club, and then we all start chanting, one of us, one of us, one of us. But Dungeons and Dragons we do the most, just because it's, when you say I'm going to do just for reference, I'm going to do a Daggerheart show. Only the niche group of people know what Daggerheart is for the most part.
Yeah.
But everybody in the world who has seen Stranger Things or the movie, and D&D is just another word for role-playing games. So
yeah,
that's one we do the most. But I did a classic Traveler, where the whole show was just to see who could survive character creation. Because back in the day, your character can die before you play the first game. So I think John Kovalik won that, and Matt Forbick ended up making 13 or 16 characters that night because he kept dying.
What are you doing to these poor people?
Call of Cthulhu.
It's built into the show. What are you talking about?
Call of Cthulhu is a lot of fun for doing shows. Especially, I like having fun with Call of Cthulhu. I think I've played Call of Cthulhu once, not on stage.
Yeah.
Or twice. I played it twice, not on stage, and the only other times I've played it is one of my shows. So I think that's about it. D&D, Call of Cthulhu. We did the Traveler. We did a couple Daggerhearts, and then starting now, we got a deal. I convinced Renegade Game Studios to let me do Dungeon Crawler Carl on stage, because it's already, if the books are already very similar to what a Catacombs of Comedian show is like.
Yeah.
Just completely outrageous and gross. So they said, yeah, let's do it. And We have our first our first Dungeon Crawler Carl show, which we call Chaos and Crawlers, this Monday, May 25th at the Helium Comedy Club, Atlanta, Georgia. And I believe this will be the first actual play of the new Dungeon Crawler Carl game that's ever been done outside of play testing or in their offices or stuff like that. So whoever's got tickets to that show is going to see it for the very first time in the world, I think.
Yeah.
I don't believe there's been any streams of it or any live actual play shows anywhere. Just play testing. So hopefully we pull it off and do okay.
And
Heck
is there
yeah.
going to be a way to watch this after the fact, or is it just like the people that are there, or the people that are going to see it, and that's it?
Due to licensing restrictions, there will be no recording of this show. Getting this set up, other than talking with Renegade Game Studios since last October, I have been on the phone or email exchange with managers and lawyers and everybody involved behind the scenes of Dungeon Crawler Carl, the book, and the upcoming TV series had something to say and tell me about what the hell I'm doing when I do this show. But I can say we will be doing a live, or I don't know if it'll be live, but we will be doing a streaming series on Twitch or YouTube or all of them later down the line. Probably
Awesome.
after Gen Con with my comics doing it. So that will, but there'll probably be others out there, but this we'll be doing ours. And then we will also be doing, we've got at Gen Con this year, we're doing 3 shows at Gen Con itself, which may be recorded and later shown. And we've also got a show at the Comedy Club, the Helium Comedy Club in Indianapolis, which sold out months ago.
Nice.
Oh man, yeah. See,
all our Gen Con shows are sold out too.
Jacob's like,
I
wait,
believe that.
can I still come somehow? Please?
I was thinking that. I was like, I need to go on there and look. I mean, sometimes setting up the list for Gen Con is just so unnerving though, because you get into it and there's like 50 bajillion of everything, and you have to like have the exact like thing built in to know exactly what you're looking for.
I did the wish list submission Sunday. I think it was at noon or no, 11 a.m. my time or something like that. I hit that button right then and there. Didn't get a thing.
Really?
Out of my 25.
I hit the button and it was like, hey, you're in spot 10,785. And I was like, but I hit the button when it went.
I didn't even acknowledge what spot I was in. I think it was still going around saying I'm in the queue, and I just got up and walked away from my desk.
I'm not going to Gen Con, but I've never seen this group of people, part of the Misfits, like our community and all the nerds I know in the world, clutch up and organize so hard as to when they were organizing Gen Con lists. I had no idea this was like a multi-stage sort of like spreadsheet coordination experience. And I was wrong. And to anyone out there who made one of those lists and got what they wanted, tell me how, because that seemed that's an incredible feat.
Listen. Anybody that done that, we all need to know this secret, because like I had 10 and I got 2. Like that's the war of it.
And I will admit the 25 I was going for were hard to get ones, but I figured I'd get one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were multiple. I think I ended up getting one pirate board that they have every hour that's not you can walk up to for the most part. So, but I've got the attention span of a gnat. So I don't go for those 4-hour games or those 6-hour games. I look for the 2 hours or less games, because my shows on stage are only an hour and a half, because that's about the length of a regular comedy show at a comedy club. You got your opener, your middle, and your headliner, and that's how I do the shows. Like the first encounter is an opening encounter, the second encounter is medium, and then you fight the big boss as the headliner. So that's pretty the structure of the shows. So an hour and a half is perfect time for me to play D&D game. I love D&D, played it for 50 years, but if I'm going more than 2 hours, I start to wander off mentally.
What's what are some of the other games that you have enjoyed actually getting to sit down and play um, at the table?
I like Star Trek Adventures a lot, but as you can tell from the Spock over my shoulder, I'm a big Star Trek guy.
Yeah.
So I like that game. A lot of the older, I'm a big Gamma World guy. I loved Gamma World back in the day. That's probably one of my favorite games as a kid. My childhood was Gamma. I mean, it was D&D, then Gamma World right after it. I'm to the point now where I don't get to play a lot of games, but I buy them all and I read them all.
Yeah.
And that's my enjoyment of tabletop games other than D&D. I will always D&D will forever I played every edition. I don't have, my favorite edition of Dungeons and Dragons is always the current one. I'm not a member of the edition wars. I'm not an old grognard who's just AD&D or OSR. If it's playable, I mean, of course, there's some things I do not dare bring a tiefling bard to my game, or I will kill you right off the right off the start. But yeah, it's just for the most part, D&D has, been the staple of my life.
Is this an Ed Greenwood thing? Has he brought a tiefling bard?
He has not brought a tiefling bard. He's got
Gen Con show. Gen Con show. Tiefling bard. Game 1. Show 1.
He's got a dwarf cleric that always screws up my plans.
Are there any of those other games though that you have kind of gotten to dip your toes into though that you would ever try and see if you could have a comedy show come out of it though?
At Star Trek, I'm planning Star Trek.
Okay.
It's going to be like a lower decks version of the original series, and I plan on mirroring the actual series. So each episode that we do will be based on an actual episode from the original series. So you'll find out what happens after the trouble with Tribbles when the next ship comes in. You'll find out what happens with the mock time after the next ship comes in.
Oh, that'll be amazing.
So I'm looking forward to getting that off the ground. I just got to find my right talent who are Trekkies as much as I am on that one. And, but no, I mean, there's so many. I would love to do. I think Shadowrun would make a great comedy bit. Of course, Gamma. There's Dungeon Crawl Classic and X Crawl and Mutant Crawl Classics. They're all perfect for a comedy type of thing. Shadow Dark is easy enough. I played that, but again, at a convention, I could get maybe 50, 60 people to come watch a Shadow Dark show. At a comedy club,
yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider letting someone else be the DM and participate as a player and ruin their day?
I have done that. There have been 2 occasions. One was a manager of a club I did. He goes, I want to do a D&D. I want to play it. And I'm like, fine, you can do it. And the other point was the club I've been playing the most, my home club here in Nashville. The owner of the club decided I wasn't funny enough to be the leader of the show, to be the dungeon master, even though he knows nothing about D&D. He considers a dungeon master like the host of the show, and he's got to be able to control and get the audience pumped. And he says, you're not good enough. So I got another stand-up comic to be DM for a season. And then I've gone back and done it. I said, you sit back down and be a player. I got to run the show. It's my show. It's my idea. So
yeah.
You're just like, he's good.
Every once in a while.
Me.
And I mean, I like it when I play because I don't have to plan anything. I just show up and I get to be one of the stupid comics that tries to ruin everything. Yeah. But now, and it's fun though, as a dungeon master on stage, that I play the aggravated dungeon master. I play a lot of it. I kind of crank it up a little bit, but I'm angry at my players. I'm frustrated with my players, and and it becomes a back and forth between me and the players. They're just trying to they're trying to destroy me mentally, and I'm trying to hold it together because they don't know the rules, or they keep coming up with these outrageous things and just ruining my day as a DM. Any other DM would walk out, I think, but I like playing the disgruntled, upset dungeon master.
You gotta do it because, like, the enjoyment is getting one over on the guy that's supposed to know what's going on in the first place.
Yeah,
And you always know something stupid's gonna happen when someone goes, "Now hear me out," because I do that a lot. And it's like, what?
And then you're like,
What?
ugh.
What do you want?
As a dungeon master, though, I am very much a rule of cool type.
Yeah.
So if they come up with something outrageous, I'm like, go for it. And then my standby, and this is my DMing tip for any other dungeon masters out there. If a player wants to accomplish something and you have no idea what to do about it, just say DC 12 and roll with whatever happens there.
just DC 12. Also, hey, just lie. It's really fun to lie. They don't know everyone knows you're making it up, but nobody knows. No, just lie. But always DC 12 is.
Yeah, I always do DC 12. I always just go, that's for DMs. The DMs don't have to tell the players to go on DC 12, but
Yeah.
I just say, when in doubt, so anybody can dungeon master. People, I'm too scared to dungeon master. No, just remember DC 12 and you can do it.
Love that. Love that. DC 12. Go ahead. Try it. Attempt it.
next game I DM. It's all, why, Alex, why your DC's always DC 12? And it's like, mind your own business.
Yeah, I mean, it's just over like 50% that they won't make it. So until they add all their bonuses to it. So, and again, it's usually for something that's a rule of cool. Like, all right, you do a triple somersault, stab the dagger in the one kobold's throat. At the same time, you're slashing the feet from under the lich. Okay, that sounds cool. Go for it. DC 12.
DC 12. See, Jacob, when you go to Dan's next show, every time you hear DC 12, you're gonna be like,
no, I'm gonna say it before it happens.
Somebody's
gonna be.
Jacob will be sat in the crowd, and Jacob will just be sat there looking at this.
DC 12.
And Jacob,
someone will be like,
Jacob,
what?
you've seen a show. Our shows are very audience participatory.
Yes.
They're shouting. They're reminding the players what they can do. The players are asking for advice. I give inspiration chips to audience members if they're funnier than the comics on stage. And I say you can either give it back to a player on stage to help them out, or you can take it home and use it in your own game and tell your dungeon master I said it was okay.
Yeah.
Here's my note.
Everybody wore animal hats, and I wanted to say so bad, but the person beside me was like, "Hey, you don't have to say anything, okay?" I was like, "I've never been to this. Sure, I don't know what to do." And every person had an animal type character, and I wanted to be like, "Please say meow afterwards. Please meow, meow," and you say quack. Just,
But sometimes we also get people who think they're funnier than the crowd, and we tend to shut them down real quick. So
yeah, Jacob. Yeah, say this, and then as soon as the attention's on Jacob, like when he said he was picked on in the crowd, he's just like, "What?
It wasn't me."
Was it?
I sick Sarah Babe on them, and they shut up real quick.
They'll stop really fast. Jacob, it's the time for the segment change. Are you ready? We're going to go into our second exciting segment. Do you want to introduce it? I'm going to try and do the sound effect. Are you ready? I'm going to try and get it to do it.
Look, I even said before Dan got here that we would rock, paper, scissors to see who was going to do it, and Dan did it without question.
The roar should have come through on the stream, but if someone else wants to do a dragon roar again, please be my guest. But it's time. A monster attacks. We don't have a good intro, but it's like a monster attacks. So we asked Dan ahead of time what monster he would like to talk about tonight that is either his favorite or just cool for some reason that he liked. And Dan, what monster did you choose to talk about today?
The foul boar.
Ooh. I don't know what that is. What is it?
Hell is the foul boar. One of the fun things about making fun of Dungeons and Dragons is you get to come up with original monsters that make fun of the archetype or the iconic monsters of Dungeons and Dragons. So Catacombs and Comedians' answer to the owlbear is the foul boar, part turkey, part boar.
I saw the picture for it.
Now one of the images you sent in the email is making a lot of sense to me, and now I understand.
And so I try to use the foul boar whenever I can. It's become the unofficial, or now at this point, maybe the official mascot of Catacombs Comedians, other than our laughing D20.
Yeah.
But every time I bring it out, I read the whole history of it, why they are the way they are, where it could have come from. At a Halloween show, I had 4 different foul boars. One was a Frankenstein, one was a mummy, one was a werewolf, one was a vampire foul boar. And I just added, I kit bashed a mummy and my foul boar together. And anybody who's interested wants to know what the hell a foul boar is, if you go to catacombsandcomedians.com and search for foul boar, we have the whole, you can download the PDF for your own game and tell your players I said it was okay to use.
Yes. I am definitely glad that you explained that, though, because I saw the picture. I was like, this kind of looks like it was run during a Thanksgiving game.
We when the movie came out, we even redesigned the foul boar into our own ampersand, so we could. And I sent it off to the directors, and they were like, "Is that a turkey?" And I'm like, "No, it's a foul boar." Come on, guys.
It's a foul boar, right? Like Jacob, you need to start going around to people as well, just saying, "Hey, do you know where the foul boar is?" and not give anyone any context, and we can spread the word. I'll do the same thing over here. We can be transcontinental.
At Gen Con.
But I've had dire trash pandas.
Yeah.
I've had what else have we had? We had the Ilex, since we couldn't use a Beholder, since Beholder's D&D property, Wizards of the Coast property.
Yeah.
I had this giant eyeball with just tongues coming off of it, and that was my version.
I love it.
We had the Tentacorn, which is a unicorn, but it's got a tentacle instead of a horn. That show got rather graphic, I'll say. It's making up these fun. We have an Octocorn, which is a unicorn, but it has 8 horns instead of 1.
So the Octocorn is the one with 8 horns and no tentacles. That's the one we went with. Okay.
I had a Dragonado, which his breath weapon was a dragon whose breath weapon's a tornado. So it's just fun coming up with puns and making monsters around these puns. And it's not that hard when you just have 2 or 3 monster manuals from you and you go, I'll take that, and pay an artist to do a cool picture of it, and I'm done.
Yes.
So, but what is the power of this animal, the foul boar?
The foul boar?
The foul boar, what is its special power? Does it have special powers? Is it just really strong? Does it come in different sizes? Can you ride one of them?
You could probably, they're large, I believe. You probably wouldn't last if you tried to ride. They're known as the most belligerent creature of the land. They've got they fear nothing because they're too dumb to fear anything. They don't attack for food. They just attack to attack. They can get you with the talons. They can get you with the tusk. And they have a charge attack. They're hardy as hell. But if you get one, they're delicious to cut up into various turkey and bacon and such amenities as that.
I'm getting an image of like a turducken, but like a boar with a turkey.
I'm gonna get my.
It would have an apple in its mouth and
yes,
turning on the spit.
Yes.
I'm gonna get the picture up so I have a reference. It is kind of truly terrifying. I will post this on the Misfits account later, but it is quite scary. But how would you cook it though? Because the meats are so different. I'm just trying to think about how you do it.
It goes together. Don't question it. Just eat it.
That's part of the lore of the creature. Yeah, because we don't know how the creature came about. Was it a drunk, insane mage that somehow came up with it, or was it just a mage who wanted delicious baking and mouthwatering turkey in the same creature.
It's like a Jurassic Park thing. Like, you could have done it, but should you have done it? And I'm going to
Yeah.
say in this case, yeah, they should have done it because it's great. But
I
Very
I
kind
would
of
eat it.
I kind of feel like the blood of this may be made out of ranch because you could have a chicken bacon ranch sandwich.
You could,
Oh,
yeah, it's very good. See, I would
But
give you
then-
an inspiration chip for that.
There you go, wham! The Gen
But
Con,
then-
I'll see you there.
When you cook it, because there's. So you just have to cook it, and then would the ranch like steam off in the oven, or would it still taste of ranch? Or
You have a little cup of ranch to dip it in.
oh, so you'd have to bleed it out to get the ranch in the.
You bleed the ranch
my
out,
God.
yes,
Or
and then you cook.
or you could do
Glamorous.
a dry ranch powdered, rub on it beforehand.
Is it controversial if I say I don't really rate ranch that highly? Is that controversial to say?
Although this might be
No,
scary
you're on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, so
because if you slice this thing open and had blood that was ranch and it just started squirting out on you, I mean,
I think I may use that
Food fight.
the next one.
Oh, I thought you were making a sexual joke because it's like white squirting out on you because it's ranch, but like, okay.
No, but that's very much what a Catacombs comedian show is like. I like
Yeah.
using the word viscous and ropey and
Undulating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
there you go.
Sploosh.
This
Mhm.
Alex, this will be my moment. He'll be like, Dan will be like, hey, I got a spot right behind so you can watch off to the side. Yeah, behind the scenes. You can watch it, buddy.
Jacob just Dan, he's using you. He just wanted to do this interview to get tickets for the show because they're sold out. Don't listen to this man in the
Well-
corner over.
We always warn everybody who sits up front. We tell them that they're in the splash zone. So
Oh, lovely. Saturday
if
night.
people fear that our show is like a war show, that they don't know what they're going to walk out covered in.
Speaking of dips, I know we're not supposed to do like we usually do the audience questions at happy hour, but VDA Monster asks, what is your world's version of honey mustard or Carolina sauce?
Look, Carolina Reaper sauce.
Honey mustard. Well, I would call it. Well, I would have it come from some sort of monstrous bee. Instead of honey mustard, it would be honey monster.
Yes.
I love it.
And that's where that would come from. Like we did, the Catacombs show that you saw, they were delivering pizza, correct?
No,
No, but I do that sometimes. I have my adventures just trying to deliver pizzas. It's called Deep Delve Pizza Co. And they're trying to deliver. So I've come up with all these magic pizzas and sauces. And I had a cheese golem. John Cavallo came up with the greatest like mozzarella joke regarding Monsterella, I think is what he called it. And I'm like,
oh yeah.
I did not think of that.
No, that would have been great. Yeah. No, I think the one that I watched, the party, like a green dragon attacked the village, and then they had to go off into the woods to go find it. And
Oh, that was the Daggerheart show, I believe,
yeah.
which we won't speak of.
Hey, we didn't say.
Audience participation, though.
Yeah.
I'm the editor. I can just edit this out later before we put it on YouTube. It's fine. Let's cut this bit out. But I'm hungry now. I really want like a nice meaty sandwich with, I don't know, some sort of sauce on it, man.
And this is where the comedy show starts.
Yeah,
That's true.
the comedy clubs do like my audience because they tend to be healthy eaters, and the kitchens do real well.
Oh, you mean healthy as in quantity, not healthy as in.
Exactly. Very unhealthy
Yeah, I get you.
in quality, very in quantity. Very high.
Are you pro or anti snacking at the table? Maybe not on
As long-
stage, but in life.
Well, we just drink on stage. Well, I don't.
Oh, okay.
My comedians do. I've been sober for 14 years now, California sober. So,
California sober.
yeah. What's that mean? That means I still like the weed.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm building cultural bridges across oceans. Okay, I'm learning.
In fact, I do have a 4D20 game system coming out next year or so, so it's all related to that. But get back on course. Snacks at the table are great. There should be a snack break for the pizza, because if you get pizza grease on the pages of any of my books, I'm going to kill you. My best friend growing up, who I played D&D with and still play D&D with since that summer of '77, always liked Cheetos at the table. So all of our books had orange fingerprints on every page and every corner. So no Cheetos at my table.
These are reasons why I started. I mean, I already knew how to use them with sushi, but that's why I started using chopsticks and eating chips that way.
Yes.
Because I was like, listen, we're not touching these books. If you ruin them, death. They won't find the body. I swear to God.
Yeah, no, I've learned that. I've got plenty of dog-eared and Cheeto dust-eared books. It's still in my collection.
It gives them aged qualities that you open it and the Cheeto dust wafts up at you and you're like, ah yes, old book smell and Cheeto dust that if I inhale maybe could kill me, which is the excitement.
But no drinks at my table. No alcoholic drinks at my table, just because I've tried it and people just get too dumb or too sleepy or too whatever. So it's not to sound like a teetotaler, boring person. I was not.
No, I don't think I've really ever been at a table where there's been maybe on like the last day, like if you're getting together as a group and it's the last day and it's like the final battle or something and you have like, a gin or a champagne or something. But apart from that, I don't think any of my friends trust themselves either because it'll get messy really fast.
No, I think it's horrible.
Right. There's a flag on the plate. What has been your favorite thing, though, using, I almost called it the Falcon, the Falbor? At what instance have you enjoyed it the most when you got to use that?
It was probably that Halloween episode. We do shows a lot around Hollywood all the time. Not Hollywood, Halloween. Hollywood won't have my show yet. But yeah, because I was able to, I had a Golem one that was the Frankenstein. It was a flesh Golem, Falbor. The vampire Falbor is easy. The werewolf Falbor, self-explanatory, and then the mummy Falbor. I just used the Universal Classic Monsters. Found their equivalent in the monster manual and just did it. And I think there's one player that got bit by the werewolf vampire or the werewolf Falbor and the vampire Falbor, so he turned into a vampire werewolf Falbor. Yeah, he didn't turn right into a wolf. He turned into this Falbor, and he was a vampire Falbor. And it was one of my comedians in Huntsville, and that show just went again.
So he's a guy. So is he a vampire when he's a guy, or is he a vampire when he's the Falbor, when he changes into the Falbor?
All the time.
Yeah, he didn't live long enough for us to worry about that.
we didn't have to worry about those details. It's okay.
But jumping off of one of the things that Alex said about the meat, I want to know, what's the sound that a Falbor makes?
That's usually something I have somebody in the audience member do.
Alex, what sound does it make?
It starts with a gobble and ends with a snort. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, Jacob, what sound does a Falbor make?
No,
You've been to the show.
This is making me think of something that I had to do in my D&D game at home that I run for my friends online. And the premise behind it is they went to an Elminster library, they touched a stone, they all shrunk down and got Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And somebody's like, well, we're riding cockroaches. What sound do they make? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, I assume kind of like but like with a horse sound. They're like, do it. So now everybody, like, before we start, they're like, do the horse sound. We have the horses with us. They're cockroaches, so it's
that's very similar to a Falbor, actually.
Yeah.
No, see, my answer would have been they're stealth cockroaches. They don't make any sound.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Because as a forever dungeon master now, I never do voices though. I am no Matt Mercer, and I know so all my dwarf innkeeper sounds the same as my Demolich dragon. They're just this.
I think people are scared about doing voices. You don't got to be doing voices. If you just like, it's theater of the mind, baby. Although I do have a limited amount of accents that I have used recently in our Candela live play, and it goes from British to vague Eastern European, and then a bit Irish, and that's it. We can't do any other accents apart from that.
No,
Like one of my players just does Russian accents all the time, and then but I will pull audience members out when I have a specific voice that wants to be done, and I make them do it, and they don't know that they're going to do it until they get up on stage with me behind the microphone. I go, "Oh no, do it as an old lady, or do it as this."
I don't know if you want me at one of your shows. Because you'll do that, and I'll be like, what is she going through in life right now?
Hey, if it kills 5 minutes of stage time, we would turn it into a bit.
And then Jacob would get booed, and that's even funnier.
Maybe.
He would just like do the voice, and he's just like, but what emotional state am I in?
And then he would do that.
or do the RAR.
In a rare.
Yes. Well, the Falbor.
That's the Falbor. Again, it's online. If you type Falbor into Google, you'll find it.
You very kindly, I've just looked back at the emails. You very kindly attached the stat block for us on my email that I got about the show anyway. So Jacob, it should be on there if you would like to peruse the Falbor. We'll see what we can do. Do you guys have like any books or any material that people can like buy that has like a list of all your creatures in?
Yeah,
already?
At Drive Through RPG, you can get the Oddity off print, which has the Falbor, the Octocorn, I don't know if the Dire Trash Panda made it in it. Being from Nashville, we have hot chicken, so I've got a hot chicken. That I like.
Nashville hot. I love that.
And our green slime, or our gray ooze, or our black pudding is called the Roffle, which is ROFL, rolling on the floor laughing, and it makes a giggling noise when it rolls around and sucks you in and gives you Tasha's hideous laughter.
That makes me viscerally uncomfortable, and I have no idea why. When you were saying that, I was just like, don't want to run into that.
And then I've done a couple. I've got. I like to use local establishments. So here in the South in the U.S., we have Waffle Houses all over the place. So I've got the Awful House, the OFFAL, where they serve intestines and all that sort of bad beat parts. And I've got the Green Room because they're comics, so they hang out. The adventurers hang out in the Green Room before they go out on an adventure. So yeah, you can find Catacombs and Comedians material. There's a book of magic items too. They're all short too. Again, just 3 or 4 or 5 pages to really F up your game.
Do you have one for IHOP?
Not yet. But I did a Cracker Barrel that was the Cock and Barrel. What? I did a whole routine. I don't know if you're familiar with the Buckies here. And I had a werebeaver named Bucky who established a trading outpost that was very much like a Bucky's.
Was his thing like where beaver, here beaver?
But yeah, he would turn everybody into a werebeaver. This was his whole plan. And I did it in Indiana, home of the Hoosiers. And so he, being a beaver, he built a dam. So it was the Hoosier Dam.
That one got me actually. Yeah, that was good.
I need to run a one-shot with everything in it.
My favorite show that I've done a lot is called Flagon the Dragon, or Flagon's Fungin', and it's about a dragon who's a sock puppet that turns a former dungeon into a horrible twisted type of amusement park. Instead of a ball pit, there's a skull pit with little skulls in it. I've got a petting zoo, which of course we have a foul bore in the petting zoo. There's a giant mushroom bounce house with fungi creatures, and it ends in a puppet show, of course, because Flagon's trying to take over. I even paid I wrote a jingle for it and paid a singer to sing it and got music put to it.
Oh my god.
Where
Is
is
that
it?
recorded? Can we watch that anywhere?
Yeah, that's. I think that some of those shows are on our YouTube site. We have some of the shows there. You can watch Sea Flag and the Dragon.
Aw.
And I keep bringing them back every now and then. And the Huntsville crowd loves them.
You'll know if I'm singing the jingle.
Yeah, it's a great
You're like, where's that music coming from?
Jacob's there, just like, he knows all the secret words. He's like way too into it, and people are just like, who is this guy?
DC 12.
We have, my favorite thing is seeing all our audience members who've been to various shows before keep coming back for the same ones. I mean, we see the same people. We're friends on Facebook now. I get gifts from them around the holidays, which is nice. I give, they get free t-shirts every now and then. So I love regulars because they know all the inside jokes.
Facebook friends is truly like the last ultimate millennial place of friendship, I feel. I had this discussion the other day with some of the friends who are younger than me, and I was like, does anyone use Facebook anymore? And they're like, yeah, we do, but it's only to remember when people's birthdays are and maybe to like look at people's relationship status. And I'm like, fair.
Yeah, I'm of the landline phone era before the internet existed. So
don't worry, we all know what a dial-up on this call sounds like, I feel like, so that's okay. We all know.
My childhood was very much Stranger Things without all the Vecna crap and the girls with sonic powers. So,
but Alex, do you know the?
Yeah, I have seen a rotary phone, Jacob. I'm
I
over 30.
I just had to ask. I just had to ask.
No,
our TVs didn't have remote controls. We had to go up there and turn a dial.
Okay, guys, I am familiar with this technology. What do you think I am? No, I don't think I had a... Listen, my mum still has her landline. She's one of the few people I know that actually still has one, so that's quite nice. And there was no rotary phone in my house, but I do know how one works, and I can operate one, so... I don't know. I've tuned a TV without a remote. I was there.
I'm old enough to remember when there were no microwave ovens.
And on that bombshell, no. James has written in chat, I'm more curious about why Jacob made the noise of the rotary phone and didn't just say it, because Jacob is an improviser and a creative soul, that's why. He doesn't need a reason. He is whimsy in his heart, James.
It's true, and I really screwed up the sound badly, so...
I think it was because your mic didn't pick up the whole clicking thing, so it kind of just looked like you were doing this. Yeah. Have you had to ever run down any of your shows over Zoom during the bad times, aka 2020?
I didn't start it till after the bad times.
Until after the... Nice. Yeah, I'd imagine it would be more difficult to have the same vibe of comedy around a table than over.
So my very first show I had never been on stage before as a performer. So it ran short, like instead of an hour and a half, it was an hour. So I just sped through it. And I blacked out while I was on stage, so I have no idea. I don't remember what happened at all the entire time. Apparently somebody did have a heart attack, and paramedics and ambulance had to come at the end of my show, and I didn't even realize it. The show's that good. It'll kill you. We killed that night. And I can't remember what the original question was, but the pandemic. No, we started right after the pandemic, so I haven't had to worry about that. But I have done shows where nobody shows up for, and that's kind of awkward when you're just doing a show for 12 people. But we still do it. We still have fun with it. And we give those 12 people the best damn actual play show they've ever seen.
There you go. Those are the hardcore fans. Hey, for some of our shows, we only get like 3 people watching, and we're like, but they showed up, man, and they're gonna get at least mediocre quality content from me anyway. The rest of the channel's good. But yeah, so favorite D&D snack at the table, based on logistical usage, based on how good it is. What would you say is the top?
Pretzels, they don't stain your fingers.
I'm assuming hard pretzels, not soft pretzels.
Yeah, hard pretzels. That M&Ms make great tokens on the if you're using miniatures if you need them for any reason. At least for that guy, I've got Hunter's mark on that guy, so you put a green M&M next to him. Yeah,
Okay.
that guy's got a force field, so maybe a blue M&M next to that person. But yeah, it's as long as you don't spill a drink at the table or popcorn without being real buttery is easy. Because when I was playing when I was 9, 10, 11 years old, Clay's mom always popped up a big bowl of popcorn for the table.
That's good stuff.
I'm always skeptical of popcorn now, and I can't remember what movie it is, but they were playing a game with dice, and the person is eating popcorn at the same time, and they go to roll, and they roll the dice, and they're like, I got a 6, and they see this other thing start spinning around, and they realize it's another piece of popcorn. The guy had swallowed the dice at some point, and I was like, so that scarred me forever. I'm like, I'm never having popcorn when I'm holding dice.
I hope it wasn't a force sided.
Jacob, just don't eat your dice and try and eat popcorn. Just don't roll the dice and eat popcorn at the same time, dude.
Yes.
You'll be
Well,
okay.
now they make dice that have various scents to them, so they can make dice that smell like popcorn now.
That's true. It always brings me back to like when I was younger, when we had like the scented gel pens and like the scented erasers and stuff, and I'm like, I think that brings me back too far to the bad place,
And you sniffed them?
I sniffed them, ate them.
Well, if you're somebody that likes to sniff markers or erasers or anything like that, you probably should be at the comedy show.
Anyone out there, you heard it here first. If you like eating things,
go get your tickets.
Because we've been huffing paint in the back room before we got on stage anyway.
Any particular brand of paint that you enjoy?
Oh, the cheaper, the smellier.
Nice. Yeah. James has just written in chat, don't eat them, because he's the sensible person in our Tabletop Misfits chat. You can't tell us what to do. No, Jacob, so snacks for me. I really like Haribo. They're good stuff. I've used them as tokens before. I had a gingerbread dragon. Every time they hit the dragon, I throw Haribo on the table because they did it an injury, and then they could eat it afterwards. That's pretty good. Jacob, what's your snack of choice? You look like your...
What's a Haribo?
It's like imagine like a gummy bear.
Okay.
It's basically like a jelly sweet. They have gummy bears, but they come in all different shapes and like flavors and stuff.
I just learned
You
the
have
word.
Haribo. I swear you have Haribo.
I just learned the word
We have it.
Rumi, and so I was like,
See, gummies at my table take on a whole different meaning. So
yeah, you have the just don't mix the special ones in with the non-special ones, because then that can get interesting really fast.
Oh, you're using the fireball? Take the red one.
half.
Oh, yeah. Ice knife now. Take half of the blue one, please.
Man, I'm just looking. It's almost happy hour, so it's time for questions from the audience. But I already asked the Carolina dip question, so I feel like I peaked too soon.
But so my favorite snack, I don't know anything really that's not messy. I don't care.
I don't eat at a table a lot though. I don't.
Yeah.
It's harder when you DM though, because obviously you're concentrating more. But yeah.
Trail mix maybe.
Trail mix, yeah, it's a good one.
You get a little bit different variety.
Any like M&Ms, like you were saying, Dan, just anything with a shell over the thing, because then you can
Skittles are another good one.
Yeah, nuts.
That's nuts.
Depending on what kind you think I mean by that, you can infer for yourself. I will never kiss and tell. Sorry, I got kind of lost there thinking about snacks. Jacob asked a different question. And nuts.
That's. I feel like the sky is the limit though in this conversation, because Dan's just gonna make some kind of nut monsters that's gonna end up on stage. And so
Make a nut monster. You can make it British if you want. I won't be offended.
Oh, well, I'll tell you, my octocorn is British. He's kind of has a Sid Vicious kind of thing to him. Because I thought,
Amazing.
what's the opposite of a white rainbow maned unicorn? Well, Sid Vicious.
Yeah.
In his own way. But we do have unicorns on our passports. We have unicorn and a lion, so it does fit. It makes sense. Maybe it's a tentacorn. It's only the silhouette, so we'll never know. We'll never know. We'll never know.
Yeah, you can see a picture of the tentacorn on the website as well.
I was looking at it.
Do you have any lion type ones for the other thing on the passport?
We don't.
Creatures? Not yet.
No.
You've got to let these things happen organically, Jacob. You can't force British culture onto.
No. That's why I asked. Dan could have had one.
I mean, it'd probably be a creature that never tells the truth. Lion.
Yeah.
I quit.
He'd be lying.
He'd be lying.
Rawr.
Jacob just wants everyone on the stage. He was saying for everyone to meow earlier. He just wants everyone on the stage to become cat boys and girls. And cats
No. Just the person that played a cat. I don't need everybody to do.
Oh, I see.
Just the character that had that cat race.
That was Kovalik with this tabaxi.
That was it.
Meow. So do you actually? That's a good thing. Do you usually dress up for shows, or is it more just if you're feeling the vibe, or if it's Halloween or something like that?
Halloween, I've dressed up. I was one time we did a Strad show, so we were all vampires. I was Grandpa Munster. Somebody else was
I love it.
The Count from Sesame Street. But then it's hard to get comics to really, hey, we're going to dress up as vampires, do something. And they show up with, I got a black t-shirt on. That's something a vampire would wear. We did a Halloween show where I did do Eddie Muntz from Stranger Things, where I had the black wig and the denim jacket with all the patches and the wallet chain and the whole 9 yards, because I was the DM.
Did you still have a beard as well?
No, yeah, I still had the beard. Not as long, though.
Yes.
It's hard to do costumes with a beard like this. I can be Gandalf or Elminster or Santa.
So we are in happy hour, though. And so I have one that I've been waiting to ask you. Are you a big Stranger Things fan?
Big Stranger Things fan. Yes, for the most part. Everybody hated season 2, right? When she goes off to the other kids in the city.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan because I grew up. I was like the age of Steve in that show.
Yeah.
Because I graduated high school in '86. But the kids' posters in the room, that was my bedroom. That's how we played D&D when we were 11 and 12. Everything, the phone that goes, see, that's what we call a callback in the comedy business. Oh, let's get it? Callback. Hello. See, I'm just riffing here.
I will end the stream. I have the power.
Well, and I just have to say, I love that you did that, because how many kids nowadays go, I got the phone. They don't do this. They do this. Because they never had the phone like this. They have.
I think it'll all go back to things having proper buttons again, you know? I think it's all going to go the other way.
Oh, probably. I still to this day won't use a touch screen computer because I don't want fingerprints on my computer screen.
I don't like touchscreen. I mean, I'll use a touchscreen phone. It took so long to persuade my mum to get a touchscreen phone, and that was only literally because she couldn't access her banking app on her other phone because it was so old. And now I'm like, she was kind of right. She was kind of right. It's ruining my life. Maybe. A little bit. But hey. Maybe that's why people like Stranger Things. You had to do landlines, and you had to go and see people. That was.
But yes, I did like Stranger Things. It was fun because my wife has no idea about Dungeons and Dragons, and like the first time they say Vecna, I'm like, oh, Daddy, oh, you don't know.
You don't know. Pleb.
You don't remember malls when they were inside and all had bookstores and B. Dalton's bookstores or Crown Books, KB toy stores. Yeah, I love the mall one because that's where I hung out.
Yeah.
Was the
Classic.
satanic panic around D&D as heavy as it is in Stranger Things? I just think I can't conceptualize it being that way, but was
Yeah.
it?
Yep, very much so. Probably worse in Indiana, where it takes place. I grew up in Southern California, but there were still news articles and news, bits on the evening news about how your kids shouldn't play Dungeons and Dragons because it's,
Do you know? So let me ask you this because I really like music. Obviously, I've been singing the whole time or making noises. Do you know Carmen? Like the old like Christian like singer guy that
no,
just talked.
no.
You'll have to see it. He has one called Devil's Invitation, and when I say this is singing, it's I walked up to the house, and this is sounds very much like Shatner.
Okay, maybe somewhere in the back of my head,
And he walks into this guy's house at one point, and there's D&D on the table, and he goes, and there was this board game laid out on the table, and I'm like, I play that nowadays. I don't know if it's so bad.
It's yeah. That's just kind of nuts, honestly. It's just kind of nuts. I mean, my mum thinks I'm in a cult now, but not like a satanic cult. She just thinks I'm uncool, you know. Which is a lie.
I'm definitely a member of the Dungeon Crawler Carl cult now. So
Dungeon Crawler cult?
That is a cult.
Oh, it is. I've seen my friends fall one by one. They've all succumbed to it. Apart from Jacob. Jacob, don't read the books.
And there can be only one.
No, it's wait. How many books are there? 8.
Eighth one just came out last Tuesday.
Man.
So there's probably going to be like another 10.
Nope, he's going to be 10 books total. Book 9 is going to be 2 books.
Oh, okay. So he's going to do the A and B.
I bet your shows at I bet your shows at Gen Con for Dungeon Crawler. No, your Atlanta show for Dungeon Crawler Carl is going to be so good.
I'm hoping. Though I did have people complain that there weren't enough tickets available for our Gen Con shows.
How many per show?
What's that?
How many per show were there?
Well, originally Gen Con said I could have 80 maximum people, and I says, "You do not understand Dungeon Crawler Carl. I'm going to need more people. I got to get more people in this room." So they bumped 2 of them up to 300 and 1 of them up to 100. Why they didn't do all 300, I don't know. And they all sold out before your wish list got up
While
there.
it was still going around, like a rotary phone.
Yeah. That's callback.
Alex, I'm gonna hate myself for doing this. That's called a callback. I'm sorry.
I love it when white men explain. I love it when white men explain comedy to me. It's just,
I was just
no, it's good. No, it's gonna be really good. It's gonna pop off. Now, hear me out. Are you sure you're not gonna dress up a little bit for your Dungeon Crawler Carl show?
Probably. I was shopping for heart shorts just before we jumped on tonight. Actually, I bought a T-shirt tonight right before we got on. That's very specific to a scene in Book 8, chapter 57, which is Chef's Kiss. That chapter had me laughing out loud.
Book 8, chapter 57.
Yep.
What page?
I don't know.
Page, word, number.
I'm actually an audiobook listener on that because the production value is so superb.
I've heard the guy who narrates it is fantastic.
Yeah. And I've listened to the whole series twice now, except for Book 8, which just came out. So
nice.
I've been trying to hold off on it for a little while, but I may have to take the dive.
Yes.
I think before Gen Con you'll have succumbed, Jacob. I think it'll happen.
I think after Gen Con.
No, I think before. The guys will get you to read it. No. Someone said in the chat, isn't Jacob younger than Alex? I actually don't know.
Am I younger than Alex?
I don't know. How old are you?
We're not asking questions like that.
I'm 32. 32. I'll out myself. How old are you?
No, I'm 34.
58.
Yeah! Fine, you win. You win.
Dang it.
it's a brag that you started playing D&D when Star Wars came out, and that honestly is the ultimate, I'd imagine. I don't even know if there's an equivalent for that nowadays
Whoa,
that's happened, like
you
in the
forgot.
last.
And he had the white box
And the white box.
when it actually came in a box.
Do you still have it? Your OG white box?
If I still had it, I wouldn't be doing podcasts.
Honestly, I'll take it. I'll take it.
No, I lost that before I knew what happened. But I did have lead figures back in the day that were made of lead.
Fun. Maybe it's good you didn't keep it. Maybe it's good. Now here's another question, as I can tell you and Jacob are both collectors, as I see before me, behind
Don't say
you.
that. Nobody needs to know that.
Do you have a favorite, either figurine or piece that you've got that's TTRPG related in your house? Is there a favorite child?
I do have the hand of Vecna right over there that you can see. It's the hand and eye. Yeah, I do enjoy that one.
It's on my list.
It's on you. It's on your list. Jacob, what have you got that's your favorite at the moment?
My favorite figure, honestly, right now? See, this is hard, because I just ordered a new figure that I'm waiting to come in because of the special deal that they had where it's like 50% off. Honestly, I'd probably say the Dungeon Master figure that you have behind you. I have one too, and do you know the book Flat Stanley?
Yes.
So I have a little guy, and whenever I travel, I'll take that with me, and I'll take pictures in places, and I'll bring it back, and I'll be, look, this is where the Dungeon Master was. Look, he was here eating spaghetti at this time. So it's turned into something funny that from something from my childhood, because he'll probably never really know about Flat Stanley, but where now he knows about the Dungeon Master, and he's like, well, where did he go this time, Dad? You know, so it makes it kind of funny that he knows the Dungeon Master more so than he actually knows like D&D itself. So
yeah, I just introduced my daughter's 10, and I just introduced her to D&D when she was 9, just like me. And I took her to Origin, and she met Ed Greenwood. So that was my scarred for life. But she played her first game there because I didn't want to be the DM for her very first game. I wanted to be able to experience watching her play it as another player. But now her friend comes over, and I love being a girl dad, and I love DMing for 2 10-year-old girls, and who all they want to do is get pets and decapitate the bad guy. Their words, not mine.
I was worried you were going to say get the pets and decapitate the pets, and I was like, oh no, this is going down a tangent. But okay.
No.
My daughter ended up turning a door knocker into a pet. So
that's funny. I love it. Yeah, no, we've set up some stuff, but we haven't gotten fully into it. But I'll grab, like, he's got Bluey figures and other things, and we'll make a campaign out of that and how it all works out or whatever. And really, I should probably DC 12 him a bunch of times, but
yeah, I would kill to play in a Bluey campaign or a Peppa Pig campaign. I had every Peppa Pig figure for a while when my girl was 4.
Yeah.
Only if Peppa Pig's the BBEG though, because I think Peppa Pig is mean, man. Do you not think Peppa Pig's like really mean to Daddy Pig?
All the time.
Oh, everybody's mad at Daddy Pig, but that's what every American sitcom is about. Everyone's mad at the dad or mean to the dad. Every sitcom.
And he's always dopey.
He's always dopey, but he's got a hot wife for some reason.
Hey, you got a hot wife, so it's all right.
We just
use D20s right now, but we'll get there.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, I don't play the real rules with my kids either. I just kind of because they'll want to turn the skeleton into a pet. So
hey, if you pro DM tip from me, that's not really a pro DM tip. If you insert a little guy in a game, everyone's gonna like it.
Yeah.
Just an adoptable figure, a skeleton, a flump, a little dog. Maybe she could have like a tiny version of the foul ball, like a really cute, and then it grows up to a massive one that she can like ride in the game or something.
For a number of shows that we had in Huntsville, the players had a Hellhound Chihuahua with them.
I love that.
So and where it turned into a whole thing. His name was Yo Quiero after the Yo Quiero Taco Bell commercials. Um, and he turned into a major plot line, and the whole the crowd loved him. Everybody, yeah.
Did each head have a name? Yo Quiero.
That was just one. It wasn't a Cerberus. It was a Hellhound. It was,
Oh, okay.
and all I did was I just said I used the Hellhound stats all the way, so it was one strong little dog.
Yeah. I love that. That's great. Turning mascots into memorable things for everybody to.
I'm all about branding. That's my other DM tip. Brand.
I think this came up a while ago, just in a random chat or something, or a stream. Where I think it was Jacob. It was you that said, "Wouldn't it be funny if we did a campaign or a one shot and we each made like a famous brand mascot into a D&D character and played as that mascot to like."
This was when we were making our Vampire the Masquerade characters for the first time.
Yes, that was it.
For Werewolf, yes, that's what it was.
I don't know how that came up. I think we mentioned an IHOP, and then it went to IHOP versus Waffle House, and then different brands.
Because you've never been to IHOP. That was the joke.
I've been to Denny's, but I've not been to IHOP. I'm so sorry. I've let everyone down.
Listen, I have learned that if Dan has not reskinned it to something else, it doesn't exist.
I've done almost everything, and I still do it.
Denny's to Danny's, and just everyone's named Dan, and then actually it just is like a hive mind of running the Danny's.
I do have to say, I feel like I need an animated special, Dan, that is one of your games, and then every character has like they kind of look a little bit like you, and they just talk like you said.
Same voice everywhere.
Same voice.
Yeah.
Just turn around. Why does every character look the same and have the same voice? It's all part of the bit. Don't worry about it.
That would work.
Yeah.
I love how we're giving you ideas for comedy, and Dan's just like amateurs. Just like,
yeah,
I've got it. Okay, I've got it.
You check dungeon mastering before?
Do you ever get people that come up to you, because you said there are like people that think they're funnier than you, and then they get like backhanded immediately, verbally, not literally. People are not assaulted at the show. Maybe.
No. Dan says it, and it magically conjures like a magic hand, just.
Oh yeah, and hits them like
backhanded.
But have you ever had someone like come up after the show and it's like, hey, it would have been so much funny if you guys did this, and you're like, my guy.
All the time.
My guy.
Somebody either comes up, says they should have done this funny wise, or do you need me to be a player on stage with you? Every show somebody thinks they can just come on up, and I'm like, are you a working professional comedian right now? No.
Probably not.
Then yeah, that's why it's called Catacombs and Comedians. But I love their spunk, I love their enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's just like such a public answer, just opposite. But the enthusiasm's great, and really you're like, just
But
no, I could never do. I can honestly say, hand on heart, I could never be a professional comedian and go up and try and tell a joke in front of a whole stage of people. I applaud you. No.
I'm still not a professional comedian. I'm a professional dungeon master, I think. But the comedians on stage, if a show goes right, I let them carry it, and I just interrupt them every now and then, say, roll for initiative.
No, I could totally play a D&D comedy show. I couldn't do like what you're saying. I couldn't do the stand-up comedy because I'd be like, when do I do my next joke?
Yeah.
I'm very confused.
You could see them thinking about, how they're going to one up, and that's another fun part. They got to one up one another.
Yeah.
Their joke's got to be better than the last joke. And if they can't cut it, they don't last very long. Not because I cut them. They just, I don't know. I don't think I'm cut out for this, Dan. I'm like, all right. Look at
You
this
always
guy.
know you've-
Want to play.
I've met a few people in my life who I think are just like genuinely funny people, and they don't have to try. Like stuff just comes out of them that's so unhinged or just so funny. And you always know it. It's just they just seem so relaxed and can just effortlessly either have great improv skills or respond to something, and it just is the joy that flows off them when they do it too, and you can tell they're having a great time. And I think that's when you see someone enjoying their craft and what they're doing, you're like, you're a real one, man. You
DC 12.
DC 12.
Exactly.
Get that shirt, Jacob. Get it made right now. DC 12. Wear it to the show.
Oh,
There you
I
go.
was like, I'm wearing a Dungeon Master shirt.
Yeah, then you'll be hearing from my lawyers.
Don't make the shirt, Jacob. Don't make the shirt.
Thanks,
They've got it
Alex.
first. I think we're about ready to wrap up. I don't see any urgent burning questions in the chat, unless Jacob, you have anything else to ask Dan, or Dan, you have anything else to add? Plug your stuff. Where can people find the you and the shows and things? Tell everyone.
Well, we will be at Gen Con. We will be at Gamehole Con. We'll probably be at Gary Con. I like all the G Cons. And then I've got D&D shows planned for about every third month in Nashville, every third month in Huntsville. We're doing Indianapolis before we do their Dungeon Crawler show. And then speaking of Dungeon Crawler shows, we are playing the following cities: Atlanta, Indianapolis, Milwaukee, Huntsville, Nashville, Austin, Seattle, Portland. I think that's all of them that I have set through the rest of the year right now. Not in that order. But yeah, we get to make a shirt with all the dates and cities on the back now.
The chat is saying, please come to Virginia. I have no control. I have no control. Dan has to choose. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just contact the Catacombs Comedians on one of our social medias and let us know what comedy clubs out there closest to your home, and I will try to get a show there.
Outside James's house, just a mini setup.
Oh my gosh.
It's his backyard. Go to their website, buy the book with all the monster stats. You can find the foul bore on there. You can find all of the show lists. You can find all of the things. Follow them on Instagram and
yeah, we're on Instagram, the X, the face. We got a Facebook page. Here's what I need anybody watching this. I need Facebook likes on the page, and I need our YouTube channel, tons of subscribers, because that's how comedy clubs look at you to see how big of a following you have. You're a YouTube subscriber with 1 million subscribers, never been on stage, will be on stage before I will be, just because they've got subscribers, regardless of what they do.
I'm the one putting this on YouTube. I'm going to link their YouTube channel to our YouTube channel, and if you don't click on it, you're not a real one. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's all about followers. So I don't care if you watch. I don't care if you watch it. Just put it on, go do housework, or go take the kids to the pool.
Just do it for fun. Just put us on in the background. You don't need to listen to us. It's okay.
No. I need it to be like that thing where the wives listen to a smutty book and then it changes over to something else.
Oh, it changes to the speaker.
It's the joke.
Just let them, turn it on for your dog before you leave them alone at home for a day. Dogs love my stuff.
There you go.
Bring one of my dogs to Gen Con. Straight up to Dan. What happens? They've listened to like all your shows.
What are you gonna? Yeah, he's the one wearing like the merch and everything. He's got the D12 shirt on. Just smuggle him in as an emotional support animal or something. You'll be okay. Jacob, do you have anything to plug? Do it.
No.
None of the Misfit stuff, man. You're not gonna help me out.
Oh, you mean all of our sponsors? So we have Monument that we sponsor. If you hear all that nice music in the back, is there music in the background?
There should be, hopefully, yeah.
Okay, I was like, please tell me if there's stuff there. I'm just throwing this out there. We also have where you can get, I don't know the person's name. Pass that one. The place we get our shirts from.
Dungeon Grandmaster.
That one.
You don't know past that one. We have an Honest Host web hosting. We've got a code with them, which is it's on our sponsors list in the chat if you want to go and have a look. We've also got we've got Dungeon Grandmaster, we've got Monument Studios, we've got Hero Forge for minis and paints. We've got a sponsor code or a referral link to Renegade Game Studios where you can find Dungeon Crawler Cart. Well, I don't know if you can find it now, but all the stuff to do with Dungeon Crawler Collars by Renegade, and Power Rangers that Chuck does every other Sunday. Well, Power Daddies as it's called at the moment, which is the Power Rangers TTRPG. I promise.
Good. I had a whole other idea of what Power Daddies might mean.
But you can have that. You can borrow that one and accidentally promote us during your show if you'd like. And then we've also got Canadian Dice as well. We've got a code with Misfit15 to get 15% off with Canadian Dice. And then the Misfit stuff that's out right now. We've got Candela Obscura, DM by me. The finale was out last Monday, and we have an epilogue episode coming up and a roundtable next week on Monday, and then 2 weeks after that. We have Dress to Quest. Latest episode was out yesterday. And that's every 2 weeks, which is D&D Heroes of Icewind Dale. What are you doing?
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
It's Wednesday.
The time zone's messing me up. Please help me. We've got Night of the Worm, World of Darkness show. That is all out on YouTube now. Some of it still might be in the Twitch backlog. It's all out on YouTube. We're also doing a Night of the Worm show at Gen Con. Woo! Go. DM by Dungeon Samster, who is also in Dress to Quest and Candela Obscura. We have Beaker Builds. He's on every so often, every week, sometimes having a breakdown trying to pick the Starship Enterprise. Sometimes he's not. Sometimes he's having a actual good time when he's doing models. And that's Chuck, who also runs Power Rangers. And then, obviously, Tavern Talks every Wednesday with exciting guests, such as Dan here. Dan, have you been excited and thrilled by this experience? If you haven't, just nod.
Oh, of course. No, it's been a pleasure.
If Alex has scarred you at all, please blink twice.
I just looked and I can't believe it's already been an hour and a half. We've been having fun.
I know. Thank you so much for coming on. Oh, and also, if you go onto the Tabletop Misfits socials, we also have a promotion at D3 at Sea. We are trying to get a table together for D3 at Sea, the TTRPG cruise. They might get me on a...
I forgot. I do want to tell everybody that our game in Portland, our D&D show, we will have special guest player Henry Thomas. He is our newest member. You know who Henry Thomas is, Alex? Do you ever see the movie? Do you ever see the movie E.T.?
Yes.
Elliot, who played the little boy Elliot in the movie.
I know who that is.
He finally gets to play Dungeons and Dragons, and it's going to be with us because his older brother in the movie wouldn't let him play.
Truly the arc that has been waited for so long.
Leave it to Catacombs Comedians to make that happen.
They're making it happen. It's history. The arc is finally coming full circle and being fulfilled. Witness history in the making. Go and see Henry Thomas be their special guest. Yeah, D3 at Sea. And then we are also doing a fun... I don't know why I said it like it wasn't fun. It is fun. It's a Fun Pride fundraiser in aid of the Trevor Project that's starting in June. So you'll be able to donate through our Twitch. There's going to be a giveaway raffle. We've got a bunch of people that I'm going to do a post about giving away great stuff if you donate to the charity and follow us. And then on June 26th, 27th, I'll be doing a stream for 24 hours straight. So if you like watching people have a mental breakdown whilst playing video games and having guests and fun stuff, you should totally watch that.
I'll be commenting there.
Thanks, Jacob. And then that's it. I think that's it. I think I did everything. Next guest next week is called Mr. Dragonbane. I really hope that's his real name. His government-given name. If not, thanks for watching. Dan, thank you for being a really, really great guest.
Well, were we supposed to use our real names?
What? I want to go by Pete Jones.
You get Pete. Thanks to my co-host Pete Jones, aka Jacob from Bard's Tavern. I will follow him on Bard's Tavern. He's great and does fun stuff on there. And I've been Alex. That is my real name. I was on the internet before I realized I should use a fake name, and now it's too late for me. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.